Hello students, today we are going to study new topic, new lesson, that is the alchemy of nature. Unit 2 1.6. Now this is an inspiring article in which the narrator describes her close experience with the different features of nature and the wonderful lessons in life she has learnt from it. Before we begin the lesson, now here I would like to tell you the lesson is divided into part 1 and part 2. Therefore, I would like to explain only part 1, that means page number 38. So, since I am explaining only page number 38, I would like to tell some meanings which is related to the same paragraph or same text, page number 38. Meanings: instinctively means done without conscious thought, enhancing, enriching, or great wonder and amazement, wilting, drying and dropping, withers, dries and dry. Now let me begin the alchemy of nature with the statement or a poem written by William Blake, which is related to the nature. To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. This is the poem written by William Blake. He says that we can see the world in a grain of sand, small particles of sand. We can see world in that. And even we can feel and see heaven in a wild flower. We can hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. So it is left to the people how he experiences the world, how he looks at the things. It is depend upon the person. Something as tiny as a grain of sand can spark off an idea or imagination of a huge significance to the world. One can witness and experience the beauty of heaven in something. One can feel, one can witness and experience the beauty of heaven in something. Even we can see the beauty of heaven in a wild flower, and we can enjoy forever and ever. Only one should have the eyes and time to see it, to see the beauty in the nature. One should have the time, one should have that kind of eyes to feel and experience the beauty in the nature. Sometimes we live just, it's a nature. We are not bothered about that. But if you have that kind of eyes, if you have that kind of feeling towards the nature, surely we can find heaven in the nature. Infinity is endless space, but your small palm can hold the destiny of earth through your efforts. If the person is effort, one who does the effort, he can find a destiny of earth in a small palm with the efforts of work. Eternity is endless time, but just an hour in your life can make a difference to the world forever. It's left to the person how we can change the world, how we can look at the nature, how you can experience the nature. Great deeds can surpass the limits of time and space. They never die. He says that a person should have that kind of feelings, that kind of touch towards the nature. Then only we can find heaven. We can find joy forever. Let us see further. Page number 38. I begin the first paragraph, page number 38. If you have the textbook, dear students, you can open it. Or you can see the video. We instinctively, I already told the meaning. instinctively means by a natural instinct. Turn to outdoor activities and nature as a way of relaxing and enhancing our well-being. Sometimes we go outside to relax, to have a change, to enhancing our well-being, to enrich our well-being. Nature soothes and nurtures. Nature fulfills and motivates. Nature whispers and commands. Are you listening? This is the question made by the poetess, saying that, are you listening? What we are listening? The nature is commanding. Nature is talking to us. Nature whispers means nature is talking to us. Nature teaches us. Nature nurtures us. We get so many things from the nature, children, without demanding, without any expectation that nature fulfills our needs directly or indirectly. When I do, it leaves me in complete awe. Awe means great wonder, amazement. The writer says, when I do it, leaves me in complete awe. We have a hibiscus plant in our garden. You know hibiscus plant. The writer says, we have a hibiscus plant in our garden. Every fortnight a flower blooms on it. We have seen, we have experienced, children, flower blooms. It comes for only one day. Big, bright and tender. So the hibiscus plant in a garden gives birth to a flower which blooms with the beautiful brightness and tenderness. Through the day it smiles. Whole day the flower smiles with the sun and dances with the wind. Flower dances with the wind and smiles with the sun. But as evening comes, it starts wilting. Wilting means drying and dropping down. Whole day, even though the hibiscus flower knows that it is come only for one day, but not bothered. But still it smiles with the sun and dances with the wind. It starts wilting. As the evening approaches, it slowly bends and dries and dropping down and mixes with the earth. The morning after it withers means dries and dry. Completely by evening, it falls and becomes one with the earth again. Look at children, how the example the writer has given. Hibiscus flowers comes, whichever flowers, rose, hibiscus, marigold, whatever it is, children, it comes for one day. Morning it blooms and by evening it wilts and mixes with the earth. The flower comes to life only for a day, yet it does so in full splendor. Splendor with very happiness, with that attitude, without any sadness. It smiles with the sun and dances with the wind very happily, very merrily. And then, though it is come for only one day, the flower comes to life only for a day, yet it does so in full splendor. What if we too lived our life, however short, to its fullest? So the writer says, we know even our life is also very short. Who knows when the day comes? But the writer says that if we too lived our life, why don't we live like a hibiscus flower? Why don't we live like nature? Why don't we learn so many things from nature? If we too lived a life, however short, to its fullest. That means, even though we know that our life is very short, but we have to live with fullest means happily. Every moment we think that this is my time. This is the time I got today. Who knows tomorrow what will happen? So many examples we are experienced. We have been experiencing, children. Life is not, nobody is permanent on this earth. It is all temporary. So we have to live the life with fullest, with happily, without any botheration. Thinking that this is the today only I got and I have to do something. It is short. I am sent by Almighty on this earth to do something to complete the duty. Let us see the next paragraph. We went to a rocky beach. So many examples the writer have given here. We went to a rocky beach and saw the spread of the majestic ocean, huge ocean, and the rocks alongside carved, sculpted, and shaped by the water. So look at the ocean. There are huge rocks alongside. It looks somebody has carved like sculpted. With the shapes, the rocks are with the shapes. Who has done this? The shape for the rocks, it was given by the water. Nobody has commanded water to do this duty. Nobody has told. Nobody is paying to them. Water is so gentle. Water is very gentle. Rock is so hard, very hard. Yet the water, the ocean, the rocks which are present in the ocean are what you call the shaped by the water. Rocks are so hard, yet as the water flows over it every day for years and years and years, the rocks gives in. Quietly the rocks faces the water, and water every day flows over it every day and gives the shape to the rock. It takes the shape that the water commands. Dear students, though rock is very hard, water is very gentle, but a rock expects, or what you call wholeheartedly accepts the command of the water. Our problems are so colossal. Colossal means massive, huge, and we are very small. Yet we persist. Yet we feel. When some problems comes to us, we get nervous. We feel we say that we failed in the life and we don't do anything. We don't we don't try to get out of it. We think that this is the end of the life. But you see, to give the shape to the rock, it takes years and years to the water, but still the water does it. We saw small bits of grass peeping through the small cracks. One more example. We saw small bits of grass peeping through the small cracks in a concrete pavement. There is a cement concrete. And from that pavement, a small grass is peeping to see the beautiful world. It left us thinking, however impossible things may look. This example, the peeping of the grass, gives an example that everything is possible in the life, dear students. It left us thinking, however impossible things may look, there is also an opening. That means every impossible thing has a way. Impossible itself says that I am possible. So there is in the life, nothing is impossible, everything is possible, my dear students. So the writer has given so many examples. This is an inspirational lesson. We can take this, we can feel this, and we can learn so many things from the nature. My dear students, remaining part we are going to study in the next part of the lesson. I have given some assignment. Please go through it, and for the questions you can take the textbook and follow it. Assignment I have given. Please go through it, my dear children, and write. Follow page number 39 and 40 for the assignment. Thank you and have a nice day.